Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Mi Gente on Air. Happy New Year. I am your host, Larry Rodarte, and we're here in the Alpha Media Studios, and we got a great show for you tonight, and we're looking to have a great year as well. And I just want to mention to everybody out there in the Facebook world, if you know of somebody that maybe could be a guest on our show, give me a ring. Let me know who that person may be because we really want to show the contributors in our community and who's making a difference and who's making an impact. And of course, we're always going to talk about Latino culture, Latino concerns, as well as contributions. So come on into the room tonight. If you got a question for my guests, leave it in the chat room and we'll try to answer the question. We're going to talk food tonight, culinary foods again. And we've done that on past previous shows. And we've got two entrepreneurs who opened up a new restaurant in the Fashion Square Mall. So join us here on Mi Gente on Air.
Welcome to Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Good evening and welcome to a new year. Happy New Year on Mi Gente on Air as we begin our third year of this cultural show on WSGW. I hope you are well and looking forward to the possibilities of 2023. It's sometimes difficult to line up guests to fit in everyone's schedules, so I just want to put it out there. If you know of someone, maybe you would like me to interview an entrepreneur, an artist, someone contributing from our community, pass the name along. I'm always looking for ideas. We will continue to bring you shows that show the contribution of Latinos in our area, as well as concerns and our passion for our culture. Andale. Well, there has been a lot of buzz about a new restaurant in town, one in Fashion Square Mall, and I see a lot more cars in the parking lot these days because Cazadores has opened this past December in the former Willow Tree space. They got authentic Mexican food, different platters in a pleasing atmosphere with Mexican murals on the walls. And today I have the business partners, Israel Quintero and Mike Bojaj. Welcome to Mi Gente on Air, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you?
We're doing
You're,
fine.
you're
Yourself?
very busy. You're very busy individuals. And I want you to look at the camera there because that's where my audience really is. And we're going to talk a little bit about what got you started. But first, I want to find out who you are. And I'm going to start with Mike. Can you tell us who you are and what has been the road to opening this new restaurant for you?
Well, I've been in the restaurant business all my life. We're part of the Willow Tree family, and we had many restaurants with Tony, my chef, and the owner. And after he passed away, we kind of separated, went our separate ways. And I've always wanted to open up the restaurant again that was in Fashion Square Mall. I think it has great potential. And time and time, just the new owners kept shooting us down. But then finally, I opened up Bistro Rock, but that kind of didn't go so well. And then I met this gentleman at the bar, Israel. We were talking, and he likes Mexican food, and as well as I do. And he's a hibachi chef, and so right after that, we just clicked, and that was the most important thing. Is I really liked him the first minute I met him, and well, here we are today. We have a thriving business, and we're happy to be a part of Saginaw. And I love this area.
So Willow Tree, for my audience out there, was the former restaurant that is in the space where this Cazadores is. If you remember, Willow Tree was a fine dining establishment. I don't know too much of the history, but you were part of that as well.
Yes, we're part of the Willow Tree
Okay.
family.
And so when did that close down?
Well, after he passed away in 2017, it was really hard to keep all the restaurants going. He was actually our, he was
Leader of the band.
Yes, he was. He, Tony, I always said, he left a stain on you and you just can't get it out. And everyone that knew him always loved him. And we're people. I mean, we love people. We love the restaurant business. We don't know anything but restaurant business. So here we are today.
Nice. So, Israel, tell me about you went into this bar, you met Mike here,
Yeah, it's to
and the rest
happen.
is history, right? So, tell us about your story a little bit.
Well, I always like I might say I working in hibachi and like Asian food. So I started like too many years, like 20, 25 years, 1997, and I'm working different places. And I meet Mike, and he wanna do it. And say let's do it. You know,
Wow. And it's been, from what I have seen, I've been there twice now, a very busy place, especially this last weekend.
yeah, people like it.
Yeah. So, what is it that you feel makes Cazadores so different? Because everybody's talking about the new restaurant. What is it that is your specialty there that's making it so different?
Well, we have a style when you first walked in. It's a little bit of Mexican, a little bit of American, and our decor is part of just who we are. And our food is, to say the very least, authentic, and not because of anything that we own or anything, but it is really extremely good food.
And the restaurant there, the recipes are yours, Israel's, a combination of both of you. What's the story there?
I can't take any credit. I'll give it all to him.
You know, like I might say, he started eating the Mexican food. Now he like it. That's what he told me every day. He say, I can eat this food every day. So yeah,
Well, on this show we have talked a lot, and my producer Jonathan can vouch for me. We like there just seems to be this real love for Mexican food all of a sudden, and it took off in this area. I'd say at least in the last year, where it seems like there's a young entrepreneur that's opening up a business. They're either doing a food truck, or they've got a restaurant that's starting up. We've got Robbie D's over there in Old Town Saginaw, and we've got food trucks galore that is happening. And so, what is your take on all this in terms of the food industry? Because behind all of these restaurants or food trucks, it's Mexican food. What's going
yes,
on?
I thought I was going to give it all to you. Okay. Well, I've been in the food business all my life. I come from fine dining background, and this is really interesting because the Mexican cuisine, it's so, I mean, it has so much flavor and so much heat, and I just can't express how great the food is. It's just unbelievable. Like I told my chef here, I don't think I've really had Mexican food until I tried his. It's just unbelievably authentic.
yeah. We try to make everything fresh. Everything, and use the guajillo, peppers and all the stuff fresh every day. So
How
I
he
think
does it, I don't know.
it's what
Well, see
the way
that
make.
that I think is gonna get you
Mhm.
far, because I use guajillo, I use chili
Ancho.
rancho, chili pasilla, and I use those. I boil them, I peel them. I use them fresh. I don't use the powder, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Different, yeah. And depend the way you cook, like you say, you boil or
Mhm.
you toast it, is make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that old school cooking in the area, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, they utilize those chiles. That's a real base of our culture, especially Michoacan. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
from Michoacan, right?
yeah. I'm from Michoacan. I live very close to Morelia. There's a small town. Its name is Tupátaro, but we always like carnitas with and uruapan. There's a very famous carnitas, and people like it. We do a lot here too.
Well,
Carnitas.
I remember one night, um, I left Morelia with some friends. We went to Pátzcuaro. We then went and caught a boat to the island Janitzio.
Janitzio, yeah.
And I remember in the boat area, they were making a punch, a ponche,
Ponche,
yeah,
ponche.
Wow, I can't believe I remember this.
Yeah, punch is kind of a lot of fruits put together, and then it's sweet and so
It
good.
was so good. Yeah, and I was like, wow, how come I didn't know about this before? But it was an incredible experience, that whole area, and to experience that and see some of the authenticity of Michoacan, it made me really, want to, when I cook, strive for that. And Jonathan, my producer here, he never had a patito. He never had an elote. And I've been introducing him to all this food, right? What's
And
your take on it, Jonathan?
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Can't get enough. I was sitting here at work today and I was dying for a quesadilla from Wella's, specifically from Wella's Kitchen. I couldn't get out and get one, but man,
How come I don't get any of that?
And
You
it-
didn't make any of that for me. Oh my!
but it's funny because
you know
Sorry,
what? I
setting
can't
a
wait to
precedent.
get you patitos. I
Well-
want to try because
Oh,
already
really?
a couple people asking for the patitos.
Really?
And you told me last night.
Wow.
Well, make it so I can try it too.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is when Mike was talking and he was talking about Mexican food and how, he's experiencing, I think for one of the first times, the richness
Really
of this
authentic.
food.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that is something that I've witnessed with Jonathan here. The exchanges that I have, they love Mexican food, and they're from Montenegro
Mhm.
and they're
Oh,
from
really?
Germany, and they can't get enough of it. And I'm like, aren't you guys tired of patitos yet? Because they go to the kitchen, and I'm like, oh, come on, But it's really amazing to me because I've like I've explained to Israel that I've lived here, born and raised, and I can't believe this upswing that we have for Mexican food. This is something that we've always had within our own culture, but I'm seeing, like at the Civica, all walks coming in,
Mhm.
It's not just Latinos anymore, but, it's everybody, and they're all asking for the authentic tacos,
Mhm.
rather than just the hard shell tacos that you may find at Taco Bell.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's what kind of our area was known for, kind of the Tex-Mex. But I think we've gotten away from that, and we're kind of like, Southwest Detroit, how they have, really, really good authentic foods. But I've got Richard Ricardo Quintanilla. He's saying new food in the mall, the big question mark. That in itself is impressive, but good food. So yeah, Ricardo, you've got to try it. You'll love it. The atmosphere is wonderful. They've got the great murals of Frida Kahlo, and it's just really a nice atmosphere. And I think one of the things that I noticed, and I got a compliment on it just this Sunday when I was there, was the upside down umbrellas.
Mhm.
Whose idea was that? Ay, Dios mío. Everybody likes that. They've
They're
never seen
really
that
cool.
before. Yeah.
Really
So, Jonathan, do you have any of the pictures that we have of the restaurant and the food? I want to show that to my listeners. They've got a full scale bar that's from
Yes.
Willow Tree's license, right? And they've got some beautiful paintings there. It's very colorful. The yellow that you talked about, you probably had to do this. But there's a group of Saginaw people that we saw Sunday, and Mr. Lopez. And there is something I want to talk about. Let's stay on that one. The Mocajete. That is something that I haven't seen in this area until now. I've seen it in Lansing. I've seen it in Detroit. And I always wonder, I've even seen it in Flint, at Cazadores. What made you bring that here to this area?
Just we wanna bring something different, something new. People like it, and we see that they like it. And
Yeah.
it's, we're going to bring more stuff like from the other way, like Texas. We're going to bring here.
I have to take credit for Mocajete. I told him Mocajete we have to have. I
Really?
used to have another restaurant. It was Mexican in West Branch, Michigan, and it was called Salsa. And Mocajete really impressed the living daylights out of me.
Wow.
It was just like, wow, what is this?
So let's talk about that. What exactly is in there? I know that I taste chicken, and you've got steak in there, chicken,
Chorizo.
chorizo.
It's a very good chorizo French. And we have frijoles charros and salsa, the sauce we put in there too. And so you
The-
put the steak and shrimp,
Shrimp, yeah.
and we put what is the queso on the top and melt.
Do you have any other fish in there though? Is it tilapia you have in there? I tasted that too.
No, we don't put
No
any
other fish?
Shrimp.
Yeah, just the shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's something else there I'm not sure what was
Maybe
it.
you tasted it that
Well-
day. I'm missing some tilapia from the freezer.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're gonna have to have a talk after.
And then you've got, of course, the
The
jalapenos and the
jalapenos
onions.
and onions.
Yeah,
That's what we
wow.
put in.
Sin Favela, she says, I can't wait to try this. And Detroit Danny Cruz says, congratulations, food looks delicious. And Valentina Cantu says, in Freeland, the restaurant also has the molcajete. So there is one, I guess, in the area. I wasn't familiar with it, but you're getting a lot of comments about the amazing food and the atmosphere. And Cynthia Perez, she says, I'll definitely be back. So you got a good thing
Thank
going there. And what is the specialty besides a molcajete? Is there anything that you have seen that has become really popular with your guests?
Taco Bria or queso Bria. I mean, as soon as they come on the phone and they're just like, "Can I get the and Taco Bria or the queso Bria?" Like, how do you know what I wanted? I've heard it every single minute. I know that by heart. And it's like, oh my God. But it is amazing. And the dipping sauce.
Is the dipping sauce
The
made
dipping
fresh?
sauce, yeah.
Or is that a
every
can?
day, man. No, what can? No.
Take me couple hours today make a birria.
See, and that
Yeah.
that speaks volumes because I know the process,
Mhm.
and to me, it's too much work. It's just too much
It's
work.
worth it.
But it's
It's
obviously
worth it.
selling for you guys,
Yeah.
and I know that many of the different restaurants in the area, from TNT to El Farolito and SVRC, they're all doing that taco as well now, and that wasn't something that really was around
Exactly.
in this area. El Farolito back in the day, Tony Garza's father, Daniel Sosa, he used to do it with real goat meat, like the real stuff, And so
Goat meat.
it's really amazing to me to see that has really kicked off as well. But then at the same time, again, it's just like Mexican food. What is happening? We had the tamale taste off 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Huge. I couldn't believe the people that were coming in for that event, although we had 12 vendors. So, there was a lot of culinary tamale makers. But even the tamale, to pay, some of them are paying $18-$20
I
a
know.
dozen. They gotta love it, right? They gotta love it. So that's really something. Now somebody on here says chili rellenos. Do you have chili rellenos? Do you have them? Antonio Villarreal is saying that.
Yeah, chile rellenos. Yeah, we do chile rellenos too.
So let's talk about the hours. What time do you open and what days are you open?
7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. The weekends till 10 p.m. We open up at 11, and the weekdays until 9.
Wow, so open up at 11.
Yeah.
So okay,
I just had to say one thing.
go ahead.
What I like about his style of cooking is he's taking Mexican food and making it into a fine dining cuisine. And that's what I like about it. Willow Tree, that's what we stood for. Fine dining, the cuisine of taking something above and beyond. It was a wow factor. And he's created that in Cazadores, a wow factor.
And Willow Tree was a beautiful restaurant.
Oh,
I
my
did
God,
I did
yeah.
get to go there twice. But I think that there is, not to say that people, didn't like the restaurant. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that at all. But I think, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but do you see that there is a real love for this Mexican food?
Oh, my
that he's
God, yeah.
creating? Do you see a
Yeah.
difference?
Yes,
is what I'm saying.
it is a huge difference. And it's attracting so many cultures. And I've never seen a restaurant with such a vast amount of different cultures that I see in the restaurant every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Sunday was, there was a lot of Latinos from our area that
Mhm.
were going in there. Excuse me. But you had a lot of other people as well. And I'm like, this thing's kicking off. So that's great. That's wonderful. And tell me, my listeners, a little bit more, in regard to any other specialties. I know you make enchiladas. And you make the sauce there? Is that from scratch or?
Everything is a
Everything.
fresh.
Man,
Everything
what
is
time
a
do you get
fresh.
there to cook? It's got to be
Usually-
5 in the morning.
Oh, he's
You
amazing,
need to
man.
get early in the morning. Everybody gotta come early in the morning and make everything fresh. We open 11, so we need to be there at least 8:30, 9 o'clock late
Oh yeah.
because we need to make a rice every day. Beans, but they help a lot too.
And do you make your beans the night before?
No,
In the morning
We
fresh?
make in the morning.
Okay, yeah. Pauline Cap is on here. She says, do they sell chili rellenos, lengua, and tripas?
We only we only have a chile rellenos. We think about it too in the future.
But
Put
that's something
tripas,
you and I talked about too. The
Yeah.
tacos pastor.
taco.
That's
We
some-
have taco pastor, chorizo, casada, and then we have a really good pastor. Oh, that means pastor is very good too.
Yeah,
We need-
yeah.
People need to try it.
So tell me about you being a chef. And I want to bring this up because Israel was a chef in the Detroit market,
Yep.
right? Tell us about that. And you've got a food truck as well.
Yes, I have food truck. I spent last year in Southwest, and I see like you say a lot of food trucks over there too, and I try, and I like it, so I want to try too. You know, and
It's almost addicting, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And it's funny because there's huge taco festivals as well. And we've been talking about that a little bit too.
yeah.
For next
And
year,
we
we'd love
more-
to have you guys involved with
More
ours.
too happy to come to, you know. We don't want to miss you.
What
No.
about mole? Do you guys make mole?
Oh,
course.
yeah,
That's somebody's asking on here.
yeah. We make a mole, and it's
Fresh.
not from the can. You know, we make it from the bottle to the top.
Wow.
You know, we put all the kind of stuff like a chocolate. We put galletas. We put
That's good.
sesame seeds. the kind
Oh,
of
you
stuff
do old
put
style.
Yeah. This is what people like it. So
Wow.
That's
you-
why I say every
Like
Do you have a
day-
metate in the kitchen?
no, we don't have metate.
No.
But if we need it, we bring it.
Well, it's definitely something that I've seen and witnessed that is different for the Fashion Square Mall. For one, I do see a lot more cars out there, and so the owner of the mall must be happy. And Mike, like you said, you know, the experience of having a fine dining restaurant, and then Israel bringing in his authentic recipes and kind of making it fine dining.
Mhm.
Because that was one of the things, and I hope you don't get offended by me saying this, but when we first met, you talked about how Saginaw doesn't like fine dining, and that was part of the reason why you went over. You jumped the ship and went
I
to
jumped the ship.
Mexico.
Yeah, I went straight to Mexico, and I love it there.
Have you been to Mexico?
No,
You need to go to his homeland, Morelia.
I would love to.
Pátzcuaro.
I
They
kid
said
you not.
beautiful.
You know, but trying to get him to go there probably is going to be impossible. You know, I would
Well,
like him to. You know, we're in a restaurant every single day. We're stuck there,
yeah.
and we do need to get a little sanity. You know,
But
We
one
need-
day soon, I take him over there. I live there, and I come back.
So,
He
Cool.
stay over there. Try
That'd
out
be
more
good.
food.
well,
I'll be
tell,
fine.
tell me what do you do? Are you sharing your recipes with your workers? If in the event that you did leave like that, would there be cooks that were chefs that were able to do?
We
The
try
restaurant.
to keep the same quality because we know it's very important when you do the same every day. Or means every time you cook, it's working. So yeah, I work in the kitchen, try to keep everything the same way, and then that's why I share some of my recipes.
Well,
to
he
them.
can't leave. I got a tracker on him, and I'll find him.
You're
So-
tracking them on your iPhone,
Yeah,
right?
we'll have to create a little dungeon somewhere for him if he ever thinks about that.
Well, I know as a chef myself, and I'm going to consider myself a chef because I'm cooking all the time as well.
Yeah.
We added a day at the Civica, and I try to show and share my recipes as well. And I think you have to find that person that's willing to follow your lead, not try to deviate with the recipes, because I've had that before, and it's terrible because your customers coming in and they expect a certain
Just
taste, a certain food. And so I know, and I've shared recipes, and it's important. And one of the things I'll tell anybody is if anybody wants to come in and learn how to make tamales the way I make them, I'm more than willing to share that because it's so much work. But we have to share those traditions and culture, or they're going to be forgotten.
Amen.
So it's really
One
important.
day, one day I training one guy, and later he come and say, "Hey, I'm better than you." So I training him. I say, "If you're better than me, that means I do my job right."
Amen. Hallelujah. Yes.
So when are you coming to make tamales for us?
Yeah. We'll have to share recipes.
Yeah, I want
Well,
you to come in.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We're going to go into commercial real quick, and we'll be back with Mi Gente on air.
You're listening to Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
So there you have it. We've got a lot of people in the room tonight too, and I'm really glad that you guys are participating because Mi Gente on Air is your show as well. And I'm seeing a lot of different comments, and I'm sorry I can't get to all the comments, but I'm trying. We do have to fix our mics. I've got this little frog in my throat that, when you're trying not to cough, there you are coughing. So, but thanks everybody for the comments. I know these guys are going to appreciate it because I'm telling you, it's a great restaurant over there. Cazadores over there in the Fashion Square Mall. It's right in the middle. It's right. Is that the entrance to the middle entrance there?
Yeah,
That's not
it's the
the
main-
food court.
No, it's the main entrance.
The main entrance, yes. Yeah. And so it's really a great opportunity because we have authentic Mexican cooking in our area, and my producer is flagging me here. The show, did it freeze up or is it still on?
Something's going on with the cameras here. I'm trying to fix it.
They're live. I can see them. Mine froze.
Yeah, I can't.
Now, do you want me on this end? Or?
I want you on that.
Okay. So continue to ask questions. They're here to inform us about their restaurant, and they've got a lot of experience under their belt. Mike here, he's been in the restaurant business for a long time, part of the Willow Tree family, and Israel is he's got a food truck, and he was cooking out in the Southwest Detroit area, and we all know how great the food is out there as well. So here we got some culinary experts in the area that are giving it a go, and they're got a business now. They're entrepreneurs, and we welcome you to the community.
Thank you.
So Troy Castillo, he's saying first time listening to your show from San Antonio, Texas. Eddie Gonzalez. Hey, Troy, good to see you on here. Rosalinda Diaz, she says, we can hear you. Yeah, we were just trying to fix up the microphones here, and so we had to leave them on while we were talking. But we're going to go back in the show. We're going to talk more about Cazadores here on Mi Gente on Air.
This is Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
Welcome back, Mi Gente. Thank you for tuning in tonight to Mi Gente on Air on WSGW, and where we talk about Latino culture, concerns, and contributions. And we're talking about Cazadores, the new restaurant in the Fashion Square Mall that has bright colors. It's got yellow walls with great murals, and it's got umbrellas that are upside down, multi-colors. And it's just a great atmosphere, and it's got a full service bar. So it's really a nice place to try to make a go for these individuals. And Mary Hernandez asks, what kind of dessert do you have? And I know you got the flan because I had it. That's yellow too, and it was very good. So tell us a little bit about that and what desserts you might have as well.
Yeah, we have a flan. It's very good, people like it. We go through a lot.
Do you
flags.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I thought it was very, very good that day.
Well,
And
I'm hard pronouncing the desserts.
We
You
get
know, the
churros too.
churros too.
Yeah.
Only thing I want him to make is, well, we used to have it at Salsa's in West Branch, the flan with the cake. I really miss that. That was something that
They
I
say
really,
called choco flan.
yeah, choco flan.
Oh,
Oh my
choco flan,
God,
yeah.
it was just like unbelievable.
well, what is your take, Mike, on all this, in regard to, you have the experience in West Branch, and then that's a whole different community, obviously, but
Of course.
which I'm really surprised that they had a Mexican restaurant up there,
Oh,
to
yeah.
be honest. But
Two.
two?
Yeah, there was one. I think it was El Ranchos. They didn't like me being there much.
Yeah. Well,
But-
what is your take in regards to the Saginaw community? How has it been for you? Because when I go into the restaurant, I see you, and I mean, you're going here, you're running all over that place, and I'm thinking,
It's all
wow,
about service.
yeah, it's all about service.
I
Right?
love
Tell me,
people. I love people. We've always been in the hospitality business. That's all we know. You know, everyone has customers. I tell Israel, they're guests. How do you treat guests when they come into your restaurant? This is like coming to our home with utmost respect. And that's what I like about my staff and my everyone there. We love our guests, no matter who you are. We just love talking. We love to see that you're happy. Any issues you might have, we like to address them, and we can only learn by any feedback we get.
and I kind of witnessed that with Mr. Manuel Lopez on Sunday. Manuel, if you're listening out there, I know he was giving you suggestions.
I appreciate it.
And it was right by my table, so I overheard the whole thing. And then he was trying to find out the female that I was eating with. He said, "¿Quién es?" And I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Lopez, none of your business." No, but anyways, it's really important to be able to accept that type of feedback from the customers, like you say, because you're going to learn through the process. And I think that, whatever your area you're in, you've got to learn from the community as well. And so, Israel, I want to ask you, how does it feel for you? Because you come from Michoacan, or the beautiful state of Michoacan, a beautiful area, land that I'm familiar with. And how does that make you feel to have that food kind of over here now in Saginaw? You're sharing that with a whole different community.
Well,
it must make you feel good, right?
Yeah, when I walk outside, because most time I'm in the kitchen, so when I walk and see the people eating and they're happy about eating, and I ask you how's the food, and they like it, and they start talking, and I like it talking to, making sure that they have what they want. And I feel good.
Yeah.
I honest. Yeah.
I sometimes I dream
Yeah.
still, and I contemplate, when I talk to the exchange students in Montenegro or in Germany, and I'm like, man, I see what Mexican food they have over there. It's very limited. It's, even in Germany, which is very, westernized country, but there was no flavor, and I sometimes say, man, I should move to Europe and go start, some Mexican cuisine restaurant over there, because the one that I did see in Dubrovnik area,
Dubrovnik,
yeah,
my God.
it was very popular, and I thought people get it. They see, this is totally different from the Mediterranean diet, obviously, and so it was really a specialty for them. But as the months go on, are you going to see any changes or additions, with the restaurant?
Yes. He's been planning on doing a lot more different dishes. It's just his main goal right now is just to get everything sort of like on track. Everyone is new. The kitchen is new. He's new and we're all new to everyone there. So once we get it the right click, and then he wants to put a lot of specials, and I can't wait because
I is talking with a lot of people from Texas, so that means they moved from Texas to here, and they like it. Tejanos, yeah, like you say, Tejanos. They like it, like a carne en su jugo. They like a milanesa. They like
milanesa.
Milanesa. So I like it too. Make a food for Tejanos.
Yeah. Well, Tejanos they're a special breed. They've got the best of both worlds, the American side and then the Mexican side. And, You know, like what was it in the Selena movie where her father says it's really hard to be Mexican, and I forgot the saying, but the thing is, we're very much a Tejano town here still. Our music,
Yeah,
our food, our Tex-Mex foods, and we're shifting away a little bit from that, but it's a good thing because we're incorporating both.
I surprised they like ours food too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tejanos they like it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Tejano, like I said, we're a special breed, and
Yeah,
I consider myself Tejano because I love, of course, the music. My father was from Uvalde, Texas, so he's Tejano. But being born and raised in Saginaw, I'm from Saginaw. Saginaw, awesome, right, Jonathan?
Saying,
But so I love the change. I love the change because, say, 20 years ago, we didn't see this uprise in the Mexican foods in our area. There's always been the restaurants like El Farolito that was started back in, I'd say, the early 60s, and El Gallito. Some of those are no longer with us because the entrepreneurs of that day are no longer, and some of the families trying to carry it on through generations. But all of a sudden, we're, like I've mentioned, we've just got this upswing, and there's just all this love. And at the Unión Cívica Mexicana, when we've been doing the patitos, it's just incredible to me to witness and see who's coming in to a predominantly Latino civic hall. It's for Latinos, but you're getting all walks now.
of course.
Coming on the north side of Saginaw. And so that's my point. The food is what is attracting non-Latinos to the Civica. And, I think a lot of the food trucks and the festivals that we're seeing throughout Michigan, not just Michigan, but, I'm going to center on Michigan when we talk about the ones in Detroit and Royal Oak, Pontiac, I mean, it's just huge. And I know that you've talked about one in Novi.
yeah. The festival taco over there. It was amazing too.
A lot of people. Royal Oak had one. They said it was 60,000 people. I mean, that's huge. And so, I wonder what what those others who are not from the area, or if they're from Mexico and they come here and they see the land of opportunity, the American dream, and that's what we have here. That's what we have here with these two gentlemen, and they're going for it, and they're making a name for themselves, and the rise is pretty quick.
Living the dream.
Yeah,
That's all we want.
we only need one chance.
Yeah, like Eminem says, 8 Mile. From the movie 8 Mile,
Yeah.
you got one shot.
Yes.
Yeah,
we do.
I'm always big on pop culture and
I
also.
used to live in Brighton,
Oh, really?
and they have 5 Mexican restaurants over there in the small town.
Really? Wow, that's even grown because they used to have just little chef off the highway. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I know that area well too.
Yeah.
It's
We used to have one in Midland too.
Little chef.
Yeah.
That's
same
right,
owner.
right there
Yeah,
off the
Little
highway
Chef, yeah.
too. Wow. And so, are you familiar with Midland area because you were doing something there as well?
I get here in 1997, and I start working over there. I lived for 11 years, and I moved to Southwest, like Brighton, Novi, Farmington, and
So,
Southwest.
when you first came to America, was it Midland?
Midland. Yeah.
What drew you to Midland, Michigan?
I work in the Asian restaurant, so
Oh, that's where you got your skill as a chef. And
yeah.
then, okay, it's all coming together now.
So we make like a coolie sushi. They call coolie sushi. It's a Mexican sushi.
Wow. Are you going to bring that to Cazadores as well? Wow.
I'm still waiting. I've been waiting
Sushi,
for
everybody.
for the
Sushi.
past, 2 months now, but I'm not
Yes.
going to say it live on air. I'm just
Don't give all your secrets away.
Yeah.
Sabrina Duran, she's on here, and she says, me and my kids love going to the restaurant. La comida era muy buena y estaba llena de sabor. Great job.
See, that's the kind of things make you.
Yeah.
happy. Thank you.
And
Thank you
Keep
for that
going.
comment, Sabrina. And Troy Castillo, he's saying true carnitas from Michoacan with lard, with
Yes,
some
yes.
tomatillos. Yeah.
we making the big we call
The copper,
caso, the
the
caso,
copper
yeah.
pan.
But they don't let you use the copper here. You gotta use different. But it's a
Mhm.
big one. And then like 2 hours you gotta do it.
Wow. Man, you must get there really early because that is a process.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, he's stirring every minute. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Can't wait to try it.
Yeah, and a couple people asking me about the tripas and lengua, and I'm surprised. They
Yeah.
want to eat those too.
Well, I think, that's something that we've only been able to really get in Detroit market in the Southwest
Yeah.
Detroit area.
What about nopales? You know what's a nopales?
Oh yeah, the cactus. I love
Oh
the
my
I love the
God.
I love the
Oh
fruit.
my
I love the fruit of the
God.
cactus.
The
Oh,
tuna.
The tunas.
They make
You can get those
some
at Jack's,
drinks
Oh my
drinks with the tuna, with the pulque.
He won't let me
Mm.
buy the cactus. I was ready to buy the cactus. Oh,
He
you
said,
ever
"Not
had
yet, not
cactus?
yet."
Oh my God, man.
How
It
big
is
is it, Mike?
unbelievable. I didn't know what it was until they brought it to me. I said, no, you're kidding. We're not eating cactus. Are we really? Like, yeah. I didn't see it. So they just made it. But
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, nopales are delicious, and you just
Yeah.
and in the land of Croatia, where I've traveled extensively, they do have a lot of cactus and the cactus fruit. I've picked it right off the cactus there, and I was
Which one?
surprised.
What color was it?
Really?
It was purple.
Purple. We
Mhm.
have a red and yellow and white. Very sweet.
Oh, really? In Mexico, they
yeah.
have the different colors. I've
In
only
here
seen the
too.
purple.
He loves yellow.
Wow.
And
Well,
we call curado de tuna. It's the drink.
yeah. Wow. Kind of like a ponche, but just not as thick.
It's a pulque.
Oh.
Pulque come with there's a maguey like tequila. What is the agave? So we make a hold and take it out every day the juice, and put in the bucket and keep it like a fermented.
Yeah.
And this is a pulque.
But you're not making that now at the restaurant.
No,
are you?
no.
Oh,
Well,
I can't
he is
wait.
going
He's
to.
going to.
Yes,
He is
definitely.
going to, and I can't wait.
Here you can buy only the can.
Yeah.
The pulque.
Wow. Gloria Delgado, she's saying, congratulations. May your business bloom and everything you're saying about it. Your restaurant is amazing. The freshness and service of treating customers. We sure will be in to try your great food. Thank you, Gloria, for that comment.
Thank you, Larry.
And it's wonderful to see that Saginaw has new business. Saginaw is a great community. I've always said that. And there's a lot going on here. And so that's one of the things I know Israel and I were talking about, our Cinco de Mayo with the Civica, the Tamale Taste Off. We have our Dia de los Muertos celebration. And we're not the only ones. There's other ones that do these events. But, we'd love to have you guys be a part of it because, if you're going to be in the community, you have to contribute.
Amen.
And, that's one of the things I think that's so important for any business, is to give back to the community. And I want to say that there are many that I've seen. And it's kind of funny to me because those that we've welcomed to the community and they have ignored us, they're no longer around. So it really makes sense, to give back to the community like that. And I am not giving any names, of course, but it's wonderful to see that you guys are, extending that hand, and we're extending it too. And I'm speaking because, on behalf of the Latino community. I'm not saying that I can speak for everybody, but I know that we will welcome any Mexican food. Because we have a population here in Saginaw of Latinos that is second, third, fourth generation. My family's been here since 1928, so over 100 years
Wow.
now. And people think, well, Latinos only came here to the Saginaw area in the 1960s. Not true. My grandfather, Joseph V. Diaz, he graduated from Saginaw High in 1928. So we got the diploma to prove it as well. But, so we have seen the incorporation of the different restaurants through the years. And it's very, to me, it's a great thing for our whole community, not just the Latinos and the Hispanics here, but the greater community to experience and fall in love with that taste, like Mike, like you were talking about, the taste of good Mexican food. We have Taco Bell in the area, and I know the exchanges, they love that food, but they, if and we include them too as part of the community. But if you've got somebody like Israel here who is from Michoacan and he knows the cuisine from the area, it's going to make a huge difference. So thank you for sharing your story with us. And when you talk about Michoacan in the area, do you see I guess what I want to ask is, do you see a lot of people from the area leaving and coming to America? You do.
I get friends. They come to see me around here. They come to eat the food, and then
Wow.
I like it, and more people come in this town.
Yeah, and I think that's happening across Michigan. Too many, from in the Pontiac area. There's
And
a
I was
lot.
sorry. I was I looking for like a Mexican like a market. It's hard to find all the stuff in here, like a Detroit area. So they have like a mercado, like a El Rey or La Virgen, but here it's a little bit hard to find it, like peppers, we use like chile ancho, like
Well, you come to the man who knows the stores. And have you been to Vargas Tortillas in downtown?
Yeah.
They've got the chilies, all the chilies that I use that we talked about earlier. They're all there and they're fresh.
What
They're very
about
good.
that?
Maria Elena's Bakery, they have them there as well. That's in Carlton, and that's not far from here. So, there are different ones. But I understand what you're saying, like Carnival and Pontiac, great stuff. You can get everything there in as well as in the Southwest Detroit area. So that's really nice that when we have those different spices, and it really makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know you talked about it with me, and you said even possibly the meats that you get from outside of this area is going to taste a little bit different from the ones that we have here. We also have Angela Blanco. She's the president of the Unión Cívica Mexicana. She's saying vegan dishes, question mark.
Yeah, we have chile poblano, and we get salads too, and we can make a lot of things vegan too.
Oh,
with the dishes.
And what I want to say about that is that I had a customer come in this last Saturday to the Civica kitchen, and she wanted a patito, but she wanted it vegan. She didn't want beans, which we offered the bean ones. She said no. And so one of my cooks, he put together cilantro and onions. And green pepper and some bell peppers and what was the last one? Zucchini, and he mixed that, and he used our mix that we use for our patitos. And the feedback on it, she said it was the best patito ever, and she will be back definitely. So I mean, there is a market in the vegan market as well. So Elizabeth Negrete, I know she's from Michoacan as well. She's a friend of mine. She's saying Arriba Michoacan.
Gracias.
Good to see you, Liz. And Armando Velasquez, he's I believe from Bay City. Oh, Armando, I can't be reading this Spanish like that. That's too much for me. But he's got a tip for you actually. But we'll talk about that off the air. And then Gabe Osuna, he says, any worries about mall location being shut down with new ownership? That's a good question, Gabe. They had the new ownership. That was just bought, right?
Yeah. Yes, the gentleman that bought it, he has like 60 malls already.
Really?
And yeah, he's really going to do a lot of things to it. He's going to fill it up. So I was talking to Israel. I said, it's going to be a good thing for us with the mall being fully occupied.
Well, if that can happen, I'm all for it, because I miss that. I miss that about our mall. All the malls have really suffered because of Amazon, I think, in the mail ordering. But to see the Fashion Square Mall again active like it once was, I mean, that would be a wonderful thing as well.
It'd be a plus for Saginaw.
Yeah, and like I said, I see so many of the cars out in the parking lot that you didn't see before. And it's because of your restaurant.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to share with my listeners in regards to yourselves or to Cazadores? We've got 3 minutes here.
I'll give you 3 minutes.
No, I think it's too much for me, Mike.
You take half. I'll
Just-
take the other.
Well, one of the questions Alex Ornales is asking, he's saying tortillas fresh.
Tortillas.
So that's a whole nother ballpark, right? Do you make the tortillas there fresh, or are you bringing them in from Chicago?
You know,
Michoacan?
it's a hard for Michoacan. You know, it's a hard to make 1,000 tortillas.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Like you tell me, you patitos make it fresh, and
Yeah, I'm like a tonto over there rolling.
yeah, but tortillas is a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, hard to. Yeah, I wish my mom here is making tortillas all day because they don't have to make it. I tried to make it one day and turn like a quesadilla. Like it's not easy. Eh? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's definitely work, and that's something. You know, it's a process. It comes with practice.
Oh, definitely.
And if you don't do it every day, you're going to lose that skill.
Yeah.
So Gabe Osuna says that's a blessing for our community. And we've got a lot of comments tonight.
Thanks,
for
Gabe.
you guys. And some in Spanish, some from is it Senguio, Michoacan? Is that the city you're from?
What's the name?
Seguin?
Sengyo.
Sengyo, yeah.
I'm from there.
Well, you got somebody on here from there
All
too.
right.
Oh, it's probably your sister, Tere Quintero.
My sister.
Ay, Dios mío. No, okay. Yeah, so well, that's great. We got somebody from Mexico in the room as well. But, you know, it's been a real pleasure, gentlemen. I really I hope the best for your restaurant and all that you guys do.
Thank you.
And the door's open, man. Whenever you guys, need
Thank
us
you.
here.
Thank you.
For promotions or what have you. But like I said, you know, I think it's really important that you give back to this community.
Amen.
Because if you give back to the community in this part of it, I'm talking about the Latino community, they will give back to you and support you. And so I think
Your
that's
turn, Mike.
Amen. We
so
will.
so thank you so much for being on the show. And any last comment?
You
Oh
changed
my
Mike.
God.
I'd
be here all day.
Well, I want you to beware of somebody. Her name is Cassell. Her name is Dolores Cassell. I call her Lola. She says she's coming there tomorrow.
Okay,
So
all right,
look
come
out.
on in.
She wears
Come on.
trenzas in her hair.
Lola.
And she's my cousin. That's why I
Oh,
say that.
we love everyone. We love people. We're in the restaurant business. Hospitality is our thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And you got people on here wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Great interview. Congratulations. And so there you have it. You've got Israel Quintero and Mike. How do you say your last name? Bojaj. And he is owners, they're business partners in the new restaurant in Fashion Square Mall, Cazadores. We'll see you again next week here on Mi Gente on Air. Hasta luego. Well, there you have it. Facebook, Cazadores. That's the new restaurant in the Fashion Square Mall. And I wanted to thank everybody who came into the room. We've had a lot of people tonight, actually, and a lot of comments. You've got Pauline Cap. She says, "I'm going for sure now." So you got a customer. What kind of side to help get you customers do I get? What's the feedback? And
Whatever you want.
Salma Herrera. She
Like
says,
you said.
"Congratulations."
Thank you.
Salma is a tamale maker, so she's listening too.
Come
and
on in, please.
It's great to see so many of our culinary expertise as well in the area that are on here as well. Olivia Macalu, she's from the Flint area. She says congratulations.
Yeah.
So we've got people from all over actually. And Angela Blanco says, "I'm coming for shrimp cocktail." Oh yeah, you got the picture of the shrimp cocktail on there. Let's show everybody on Facebook. It was delicious. That's their shrimp cocktail there, and it really with the cilantro and the guacamole.
And I didn't get to show the picture of like you said the upside down umbrellas.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I didn't get to show that during the show.
There
so.
you go. Look at the upside down umbrellas. Man, what's going through your mind to do something like that? So different.
My sister sent to me a picture from Querétaro.
Tere?
No, the little sister work in Querétaro, and then my mom, my dad was there, and they take a picture, and I see the umbrellas. So coming to my mind, I start, checking the phone, and a lot of states of Mexico they do the same way.
Really?
Yeah. So
So when you left Mexico, how old were you?
I was 19 years old.
Oh, so wow, you were very young.
Yeah, I was 19 years old.
Wow, so that's gutsy, man, to leave your homeland like that at such a young age and be successful. That's congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. So everybody, again, it's called Cazadores. It's in the Fashion Square Mall. It's right in the middle, the main entrance. And the hours are 11 a.m. in the morning until
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
9
9
p.m.
p.m.
I mean,
Ay,
9 p.m.
Dios. Yeah, so
I'm thinking
11
about
a.m.
having a
to
taco.
9. Yeah. And what do you think, Jonathan?
hungry
You think
right
you're going to
now.
give it a try?
Man, I'm trying to think of when my next opportunity would be.
It's not. It's a hop, jump, skip away from here. so-
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about having the shrimp cocktail. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what will we talk?
That's very refreshing. That's very, very good. And I love that. It's kind of like the Mediterranean diet too. So it's very good. But thanks again, everybody. We still got a lot of people in the room actually. And they're laughing. Val Blanco says shots, shots, shots. Valerie.
Amen.
But thank you all for coming in and listening to another edition of Mi Gente on Air. And like I said at the beginning of the show, if you've got an idea or you know of somebody who you think might be a great guest on our show, we're in our third year now. And so we've done quite a lot of people. And I am going to get some international guests as well as national guests. And but I think the core of our show is our community here in Saginaw, whether it's the Great Lakes Bay region and Midland and Bay City inclusively as well. But throughout the state of Michigan. So it's wonderful to see that we're making an impact. This is what I'm talking about, the contributions of Latinos in our community. So if anybody's got an idea, please just instant message me, give me a call, let me know so that we can get them on the show as well, because that's what it's about. It's I'm very much a proponent of the entrepreneurs and in the arts and whatever is affecting our community. So thank you again, everybody. We'll see you next week here on Mi Gente on Air.